Hey there, students. Here's a quick demonstration of how to work with the StatCrunch normal calculator, and for the purpose of finding what portion of a population, or what a probability is from drawing from a population, or what portion of area under a density curve is shaded when you have a non-standard normal distribution. So in a standard normal distribution, the mean is always 0 and the standard deviation is always 1. But in the real world, most things aren't like that. But lots of things are normally distributed, but they have some particular mean and some particular standard deviation. And so what we want to see in this problem is how to work problems where they're non-standard normal distributions. This particularly is from 6.2, and I'm using as an example problem number 26 from the homework. So it says, find the area of the shaded region. The graph to the right depicts IQ scores of adults. Those scores are normally distributed with a mean of 100 and a standard deviation of 15. So we have this nice bell-shaped curve for a normal distribution. And we know the mean is 100, so that would be right in the center of the normal distribution, would be 100. And then as I go to the right of 100 or to the left of 100, I can talk about how many people or what portion of the population would be in that area. And so they've targeted an IQ score of 92, and they're asking us to what's the shaded region. In the real world, that would mean what portion of people in the population have scores bigger than 92, or if I randomly drew a person from the population, what's the probability I would happen to get someone with a score over 92? In this case, they're phrasing it by just saying, what is the area of the shaded region? Remember, the area under a density curve has a direct correspondence with probabilities or proportions for a population. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open StatCrunch, which I already have open here. You would open that in the question help by clicking on StatCrunch. And then to find the normal calculator, as we've seen previously, I go to Stat, Calculators, Normal, Stat, Calculators, Normal. And it brings up the normal calculator with a nice graph to help us. The default is it's set for a standard normal calculator with a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1. However, for this problem, we want to adjust those. So I'm going to put in a mean of 100 and a standard deviation of 15 as given in the problem. And we want to know what portion would be shaded if I was greater than or equal to 92. So I'm going to change this to being x greater than or equal to, and then I'm going to change the 0 to a 92. So what I do with a non-standard normal distribution on the normal calculator is I fill in the mean, the standard deviation, and in this case the score value and the direction I want to shade or have a probability for, and I hit compute. And they want this to 4 decimals. Oh, I actually did this question before. You can see that's the number there. So that's the idea of how you still use the standard normal calculator, except you just change the mean and the standard deviations to be appropriate to the problem. Let's say if I move over to the next question, we can also see that you can use the between aspect of this. And let's say I actually do a similar question. So I still have a mean of 100 and a standard deviation of 15 for the IQ scores. But now with the mean, the between option on my normal calculator, I can enter a lower and an upper value, and it will tell me the range, the area between that range. And so it's a slight adjustment, and I had to use the between calculator, but then it's basically just as easy as the last problem was. Give me my point, please. Yay. So we're using the same tool that we used in 6.1, but we just have to use the mean and the standard deviation part. And hopefully that'll help you on any of the problems from 6.2. And we just took a look at specifically problems 26 and 27. Keep up the hard work.